Yes. Okay. Now comes this question. It says the rate versus time graph below is for this equilibrium. The equilibrium is for sulfur dioxide reacting with oxygen to give you sulfur trioxide. And this is the graph. And the question says that write equation for the reaction below, including enthalpy change. Okay. So the first one is A. A is this reaction. We are looking at this graph when the reaction is being timed from the start. So why do we say start? Because reaction B starts from 0. 0 implies that there was no product at the start of the reaction. So what is reaction A? Reaction A is forward. And what is the forward reaction for this equilibrium? It is as it is. It is 2 SO2 plus O2. We have to be careful here. We use single direction, giving you 2 sulfur trioxide. And the enthalpy change is the way it is, less than 0. Yeah, then we come to equation for the reaction B. B is the reverse reaction for this equilibrium. And the reverse is, we start from that side, which is 2 sulfur trioxide, giving us 2 sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. You have to note that because enthalpy change for the forward was less than 0, the enthalpy change for the reverse is supposed to be greater than 0. So it's going to be enthalpy change greater than 0. Yeah, then comes this question. It says the changes at T1, T2, T3, and T4 are all due to change in concentration. State the change at each of the time below and explain your answer. T1. So what change took place at T1? Okay, to explain at T1, this is what you have to know. These are the facts which we can pick from there. The first one is that rate increased. Okay, that's one fact. The second one is that reverse is favored. Okay, so when you look at that, first of all, increase in rate means that whatever entity you're going to talk about here is going to increase. But reverse favored implies that what is increasing is a product. When you increase product, rate increases and reverse is favored. So what is the answer? The answer is that the concentration of sulfur trioxide increased. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the answer. Concentration of sulfur trioxide increased. And what's the reason for choosing that? The reasons are two. One, the rate increased. Okay, and two, reverse reaction is favored. So that is that. Yeah, then comes this question. Says state the change at T2 and explain. So this is what we have as T2. And what do we see at T2? Rate increased. So that's one of the observations we have to see. Rate increased. Okay. And what else do we observe at T2? Forward is favored. Okay. So these two comes down to what? First of all, rate increase means that either one of the component is going to increase. But this second one, forward is favored. It implies that whatever you are increasing has to be a reactant. So the answer is going to be increase in concentration of sulfur dioxide or increase in concentration of oxygen. Yeah, that is it. And what is the reason? The reason is, the first reason is that rate increased. And the second reason is that forward is favored. Those two means that whatever you are increasing must be a reactant. Here, that is that. Yeah. Then comes this question. It says that state the change at each of the times below and explain your answer. Okay, we're having T3. What change took place at T3? Okay, let us observe what we see at T3. First, forward is favored. Okay. Second, rate decrease. Okay. So when you analyze these two, forward favored, rate decrease, it requires you to have the equilibrium. Let us look at the equilibrium. It's 2SO2 plus O2 giving you 2SO3. Okay, that's the equilibrium we are having. And in this equilibrium, we are looking at withdrawal. First of all, decrease of rate implies that you are going to decrease the concentration of any of the component. But what are you going to decrease? Okay, if you decrease product, the system opposes it and forms the product, and therefore forward will be favored. And that's the answer. What's the answer? Decrease in the concentration of sulfur trioxide. Yeah, that is it. And what is the reason? The reason is that one, rate decreased. So rate of reaction decreased. Two, forward is favored. Forward reaction is favored. So these two reasons confirm that it is sulfur trioxide which was withdrawn. Yeah, then comes this question. T4. What happened at T4? So two observations can be made about T4. One, rate decreased. Okay. And two, reverse is favored. We need to emphasize something here. What is favored is the one on top. So when you see dotted, and dotted is the reverse, so reverse is the one which is favored. Okay, so what can we get from these two observations? First, when the rate decreases, it implies that we are going to reduce any of the components. Okay, so what are we going to reduce? Reverse favored. Let us look at this equilibrium. You have 2SO2 plus O2 giving you 2SO3. And we are decreasing. If you decrease, for instance, this, what will happen? The system will be disturbed and it will counteract what you are doing. It will form it. And the forming of this one involves this one decomposing. So reverse is favored. So what is the answer to that one? The answer will be decrease in concentration of either sulfur dioxide or oxygen. It involves decrease in concentration of the reactants. Yeah, that is that. And what's the reason? The reason, there are two reasons. One, rate of reaction decreased. Okay, and two, reverse is favored. So that is that. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your time. The channel is PSSB Physical Sciences Silver Bullet with me, Richard, here. And I cannot forget to remind you to subscribe, to comment, to like, to share. And also to tell you that Physical Sciences Silver Bullet is a YouTube science channel dealing with physical sciences grade 12, 11 and 10, and natural sciences grade 8 and 9. And we have to tell you that because of the scope of this channel, When you go to the channel, don't go to videos. Just go directly to playlist and select the material which belongs to your level. For grade 8 and 9 natural sciences, it is a tile showing natural sciences grade 8 or natural sciences grade 9. For grade 11 and 10, each one is a tile named physical sciences grade 11 or physical sciences grade 10. For grade 12, each topic is a tile. So just click on it and you get everything which we feel you'll need. With that, I would like to say bye-bye. See you then.